Kia ora and welcome to our Mother's Day card making session with Heidi. We hope you enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Heidi. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you get a lot out of our card class. What we're going to make are these two. One's pretty simple, one's a little more complex, but both really achievable. So just use whatever you've got at home. I've actually got pre-made card blanks, but if you don't have those, just make your card to whatever size you would like it. So just use whatever scraps of paper you've got floating around. In this one, I used some geometrics, and so that's what I'm going to do again today. Quite like geometric prints. It's a little bit different. I'm not really into flowers so much, but if that's what you like, then use them. So what we've got is some measurements, and I think Dee's going to put these on the screen so you can just have those, but what my measurements were for this one. So you've got your card base, which is the black part, and then we'll work on this first layer, which is 14 by 9.5 centimetres. So again, any sharp implements, do be careful. You don't want to have anybody cutting themselves. Okay, so that's that base part. And the next one, which on this is the sort of green and white patterned one, I'm going to use these little diamonds. And that part is 12 by 7.5 centimetres. Just need a shade off the edge of that one. Right, and so that will sit in there with a nice wee edge around it. And then this part here, 10 by 5.5 centimetres. Already there. So again, I have a preference for double-sided tape. Not everybody loves this stuff, so feel free to use a glue stick or a paste or whatever you've got at home. You don't need much. So just line them up so that the border around the smaller one onto the larger one is about even, just eyeball it. And the same with the next top piece. So there we go, that's your card topper. Now what I've also done on this one is I've just added some wee enamel dots. So that's what that package is like, but we've also got these. You could use whatever you've got at home. They're pretty easily available places like $2 shops and stuff, so just something like that. I think what I'll put on this one is some orange ones. And again, they don't have to go on, or you put them where you want to if you chose to use them. Alright, so there you go. And then you put that part, I won't actually stick it to this one, but I've forgotten my card base. So you would just stick it to your card again, having an even border around it, and that's what it will look like, or your version of that one. Okay, now we're going to work on our second card. And you'll see the funny mistake I made. So that's upside down. Oops. Hopefully the recipient doesn't care. But yeah, accidents happen. So this one has the base piece and then there's 6 squares evenly with smaller squares on top and then a wee banner there. I've used a stamp and ink that we have. Again, pretty easily available if you wanted to get yourself something. Places like the Warehouse, Kmart have some, things like that. If not, you could easily handwrite something, cut something out of a magazine, whatever you've got available to you. So again, it's a little bit more tricky, but it's mainly just in the measuring and cutting. It doesn't have to be these sizes. Again, make a smaller, bigger card, whatever suits you, but these are the sizes that I have used. So this base part, which is the pale rose paper, 13 by 9 centimetres. And on this one, I'm using this cool autumn paper. So that's our base piece, and we'll just set that aside for now. And we work on the larger squares. So I've done mine 3.5 by 3.5 centimetres. So the way I found it easiest was to cut a long strip that's 3.5 centimetres and then chop it from there. Right, so we have 6 of the larger squares. We need to do the same with the smaller one. So they're 2.5 by 2.5. All right, so now we have 6 of each, and the fun begins. So again, the stuff or glue, if you've got it, whichever your preference is. So you just need a little bit of each. Stick into that. So just line them up so they sit evenly in the big one. Okay, and what we do next, so you've got 6 of those small ones lined up on the large ones, and again a little bit of tape or glue on the back of the larger ones. Okay, so now we want to line them up. Get them sort of even, so your spacing is symmetrical, I guess. Right, so that's what that will look like. And just a little bit more on the back to stick it to the card. Okay, so that's the basic bits. Now here we've got our little banner. I'm going to try it with this. So ink up your stamp if you have one. There we go. Clean that off in a minute. Now what I've done is I've cut around it, just leaving a small border. It's too hard to cut evenly on the edge, so I don't try. There you go. Now what I've done is I've popped it up on a little bit of foam tape to give it some dimension. If you've got some, great. If not, no big deal. So just line your banner up centrally. That's what I've done. I mean, you can do it down low, up high, whatever pleases you. But I like my one to be central for this one. And there you go. And again, just stick it to your card base more or less evenly. So there you go. A couple of Mother's Day cards for you to make. I hope you've had a really good time.